Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Today, we're jumping right into something I like to call the tale of two paths, what it means to deny yourself. We're going to use our devotional kind of like a secret mission manual, you know? We want to figure out what it actually takes to be an unselfish, everyday hero. So let's dive right in.
Okay, first up, what does it actually mean to deny yourself? I mean, when you hear that phrase, you might instantly think, oh man, that means I have to give up candy forever, or I can never play with my favorite toys again, or just that life is supposed to be super boring. But the devotional reveals it's actually about something way more powerful than that. It's really just about putting others first. Denying yourself simply means that when you have a choice between doing something just for your own benefit or doing something that helps someone else, you choose the other person. You're basically flipping the switch from me first to you first.
Which brings us to this really famous quote from the devotional, from Luke 9:23. It says, "If any man will come after me, let him deny himself, and take up his cross daily, and follow me." Now, taking up your cross daily doesn't literally mean you have to carry a heavy piece of wood around your school. No way. It just means that making the unselfish choice is a path practiced by everyone who truly follows Christ every single day. It's building that daily habit of saying, you know what, I'm going to look out for others today, exactly like Jesus did.
Let's look at our first example, the selfish path of Judas. You've probably heard of him. He's honestly a classic example of someone who had every chance to be a hero, but, well, he took the completely opposite path. We're going to break down exactly what went wrong for him so we can make absolutely sure we don't make the same mistakes.
Just look at Judas's choices here. Even though he had the exact same privileges to hang out with Jesus as all the other disciples, I mean, think about it. He had VIP access to the greatest teacher ever. He just wasn't transformed by it. The devotional points out that he heard Jesus' practical lessons on how to be good and kind, but Judas, he decided to keep his own selfish plans. When Jesus spoke the plain truth, Judas actually criticized it. Instead of letting those amazing lessons change his heart, the devotional says he cultivated self-love, self-esteem, and a real love of money. He was literally on the best team in the world, but he only cared about his own personal stats.
The devotional actually calls this mindset the spirit of Satan. It defines it as the desire to get, to draw things to yourself, and to seek benefit only for your own sake. And there's a really strong warning here. Living like that, living purely for yourself, actually cuts the soul off from life. Think of it kind of like a plant trying to keep all its water and sunlight in just one single leaf instead of sharing it with the whole plant. Eventually, it just doesn't work out, right?
But thankfully, there is a better way. And this brings us to the completely unselfish path of Jesus. If Judas showed us the selfish path, Jesus shows us the ultimate example of giving and love. This right here is the true path of an everyday hero. Let's see exactly how the devotional describes the way Jesus lived.
Here's the absolute core of it. The spirit of Christ is to give and to sacrifice self for the good of others. Jesus gave everything for the life of the world. He completely banished all selfishness from his heart. Just think about that massive difference for a second. The selfish path, all about getting. But the path of Jesus is all about giving. It's about looking around you and asking, okay, who needs help today? How can I share what I have? How can I make someone else's day better, even if it costs me a little bit of my own time or comfort?
When we put these two paths side by side, it is so incredibly clear. Over here on the left, we have Judas, to get, self-love, love of money. And on the right, we have Jesus, to give, unselfish, sacrifice for others. The devotional makes the point that a true Christian works untiringly to reflect that giving nature of Jesus, rather than the greedy nature of Judas. Because let's be real, you can't really walk down both paths at the exact same time, right? You kind of have to choose, are you going to be a getter or a giver?
The devotional asks this really powerful question to remind us of the amazing sacrifice Jesus made for us. It asks, how can you live for yourself when you think of Christ hanging on the cross? Just pause and think about that for a second. When you realize that Jesus gave up literally everything, even his own life, because he loved you so much, well, it makes it really hard to just be selfish and keep everything for yourself, doesn't it? Knowing what he did is the ultimate motivation to be generous and kind to the people around us. Okay, so how about becoming an everyday hero yourself? Let's dive into what this actually looks like for you today, treating the devotional as your own personal secret mission manual. We've talked about the big concepts, sure, but how do you, as a 10-year-old, actually do this? Well, here's a secret. You don't have to save the whole world all at once. You just have to be a hero to the people right in front of you.
So how do we put this into action? The devotional gives us these specific steps to rescue a friend. Step 1, put yourself aside. Step 2, speak a word of warning to a companion yielding to bad choices.
And step 3, sacrifice your own plans to lead them in safe paths. Let's imagine you're about to play your absolute favorite video game, but you see your friend is about to make a really bad choice, maybe doing something dangerous or being mean. Being an everyday hero means actually giving up your video game time right then and there to show loving, unselfish interest in your friend. It means stepping up and saying, hey, let's not do that. Let's go do this safe, fun thing instead. The devotional points out that so many young people are in trouble and could be saved if someone would just show them this kind of unselfish interest.
Which brings us to this amazing paradox from Matthew 10:39. Jesus says, "He that loses his life for my sake shall find it." Now, a paradox is something that sounds like it totally contradicts itself, but is actually deeply true. By giving up your selfish desires, by sort of losing that life where you only care about yourself, and holding yourself ready for God's call to help others, you actually find true life. You find happiness, purpose, and joy that you could absolutely never get just by hoarding toys or time for yourself.
So think about this incredible mission from the devotional. We've seen the path of getting, and we've seen the path of giving. Whose path will you choose today? Will you hold yourself ready to sacrifice your own plans to be a hero for someone else? Will you look out for your friends, help your family, and actively choose the unselfish path of Jesus? The choice is entirely yours, and I know you can make the right one. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. Now, my challenge to you is this: get out there and be an everyday giving hero today.